Okay guys, welcome to the last weekly update of the Quotum chat. And in this last weekly update I want to show you what we are going to plan for the next coming months and maybe next year, and what is most likely going to happen in the market. So as we can see here, we did an announcement in the last couple of days, and some of you might have received a Christmas gift as well, some of you not maybe, but you'll know if you have. So be sure to check your inbox, your email inbox. But yeah, basically we are building, and we have built a beautiful platform that we are going to use to cash out. And we have been updating you guys since 2021. Then we also had a group where I also was a member, and eventually me and Trabuco started cooperating, because we were both pretty good and pretty niche in this field. So development and data, which was a perfect combination for us to build these models. We have put on the platform, we have launched on the platform. So yeah, it's beautiful to see the final product that end up being the dashboard of Quotum. And I saw a lot of sign-ups already from the pre-sale. So we love to see that. And it's time to get serious, guys. It's time to actually capitalize on this money, start earning money, and actually taking profit in this cycle based on rational data points, based on certain indicators we made, and we have thoroughly tested them, because we don't want to get screwed ourselves. And I am playing with all my life savings on this, and it's a very calculated, very well placed bet, in my opinion. And at its core, we are focused on, if the market is irrational and doesn't show any indication of a top, we use these wallet trackers, which are whale wallet trackers, where we see when the whales are selling. So we basically know when to cash out, because this is the last phase of a altcoin cycle, where whales are selling and actually retail is taking over the positions. We also will show you what this means. But yeah, basically check out the features. It's in the Telegram chat. It's also here, so you can pause the screen. And this is eventually a very niche track that we are offering. And also this is a niche track. So you actually have a call with me, or with Trabuco, or with other very skilled people from Quotum. And then we can speak about certain strategies in altcoin portfolios, certain strategies in even crypto portfolios as a whole. And then we are looking at what works for you, what plans works for you to cash out. So basically that was that. And to dive into the data and dive into the platform ourselves, we can see that I made a post here on Bitcoin in the VIP, and this is probably one of the only posts I'll be showing from this secured place in the dashboard. And basically what it says is that we are now, of course, as many of you know, at the 5th cycle of Bitcoin, and the cycle is probably, most likely, like a very big chance, gonna end in the upcoming 6 to 9 months. I will show you this in the data as well. But we only have a few months left before we need to take profit for altcoins, before they dive down and get a nosedive and dive down like 95%. All altcoins are gonna do that. You always have people that are on the side of, the technology is great, XRP is going to be integrated in many banks, the technology is great, so it will not dive down. Basically, the bottom can maybe consolidate somewhere like 90% lower, but don't bet on that, guys. Be sure to cash out this cycle. Don't wait for another cycle. But basically, what you see here is that we are in a moving trend where we go up hugely every time, so a few 1000% every time, and now we are decelerating the percentage of growth. So the top ends up always being higher, but the percentage growth seems to be lower. So if you factor that in, we have built a model also in our platform, and also in the charts itself in TradingView, where we see this data point, and we actually see when the top is going to probably be forming. So what we see here, that the top has been forming the 4 bands above this most green colored band. And now you see here that actually we are at, this is like 2 bands actually. And now we are at the uppermost band, and now we are the 3rd cycle. We have been closing 2 bands lower than the top here. So the trend is diminishing, it's going down, the percentage, and it's going down 2 bands each cycle. And if you look at it in the upcoming 6 to 9 months, that means we are most likely going to end up between 130 and 170k. And that is only the logarithmic projection that we have here. We also try to factor in, okay, at what specific time is it too risky to invest? Okay, we have made 10 risk levels. This is also on the platform, and these 10 risk levels represent the risk you are taking by not exiting the market at that current time. Currently, we are at around 0.6 risk, so 60% risk. And once we enter the 80% risk mark, we are touching the 140k price point. So that is in line with this model that shows the logarithmic trend. And it indicates that we only have a few weeks left. We cannot see when this is going to happen, but when it happens, we can see that the risk level is 0.8. So it works reversely. So you have to be active on the platform, and we will alert you guys in the VIP, but we will actively update and push these updates to you guys, so you know, okay, we are now at a certain risk level where we need to enter or exit, right? And this works greatly in the past. I also saw Cohen building a risk model and successfully utilizing it for his holders. And now we have built our own risk model, which is more adjusted to the current price action and the current ETFs. All right. So if you're looking at this risk level, right, if you zoom in and if you have access to the dashboard, you can see here that we are currently very low still. So this means, okay, we have 6 to 9 months. We're very low still, so we're gonna trend up a lot this coming months. And I told you it's gonna go fast. Specifically, what I want to show you is this market update, and that we try to time it so that you guys are directly in profit when you enter our dashboard. So it's only an up-only season. That's what we try to time. And let's see, guys, if it's actually happening this time. We saw here on the weekly, I will show you the update, that we are perfectly at the point of what might be a reversal, because we already bounced here and actually are a few percent higher now. So that would be like our bread and butter if we manage to pull this off, right? It will be so nice. Okay, let's dive into the actual charts. So here you see the total crypto market, and it was actually rejected here. It was falling around the top at what was not more likely a support or resistance point. It was just a bit of a scare off for Bitcoin as the asset class itself, because it had a great rally up front, and there was some reaction on the periodic meeting from the Fed, and they were announcing everyone that the rate cuts are gonna only happen 2 times next year. So only 2 rate cuts. What does that mean? That means risk assets are less attractive for the masses of people, and Bitcoin is a risk asset. So there was a little bit of scary news, but actually they are still doing rate cuts, and rate cuts are very good for risk assets. So we already had, I believe, 2 rate cuts, and now we had the 3rd in December, and we're gonna get a 4th and a 5th next year. So that's not bad at all, and perfectly in line with our cycle. So nothing is happening, nothing worse is happening. It was only a scare off because they thought it was gonna be more, and stocks were very reactive on that as well. But now we bounced beautifully on this support level, and we formed like this small head and shoulders, as you can see. And probably we are gonna push through, because that was also in line with our projection from the market. And what you can see here for Bitcoin, it's getting a bit slow here. Let's refresh it, maybe because I have a lot of tab open from. Yep. Okay, so I will show you the Bitcoin charts, but at first I want to do some requests I got from you guys, some altcoin charts, so we can close some tabs. All right, here, so we have centrifuges paired with Tether. Centrifuges is not familiar altcoin to me. I believe it was from you, Jorik. We can talk about it or dive more deeply into it when I have the one-on-one session with you. But let's be clear, we have a local support level, we have reached a local support level, and we are also enjoying this trend line support here. I actually found out I can move my things again, my buttons, so this is good. We'll go to Bitcoin after this. But we see here that it has double support. We have a trend line support and just our horizontal support locally on a weekly. So we are most likely going to go up. And also here we have some interaction with this trend line. Not that it really matters, but it just shows you we are staying above this trend line probably. And we might have some local resistance here depending on how good altcoins will perform. I believe altcoins will perform very well. So it's most likely going to 2x here and eventually get to this less interesting range of liquidity. So you are probably going from like 30 cents to 145 each dollars, which is nice. It's for an altcoin, a 5x is nice. I still prefer the risk-reward ratio from Gamercoin or from Rioyo, but that's not relevant for now. But yeah, it looking nice, and that was CFG. All right, GLQ, one of the requests we also got. And as we can see here, we had a bigger retracements from altcoins as typically seen. Yeah, that is inversely correlated with Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes up or when Bitcoin goes down, you see a direct reaction in altcoins. But now we see that altcoins were trending down and we are slowly moving the stairs up again. So this goes in waves, right? And now we are entering, this is not a trend line at all, but we are entering local support range, low support structure, sorry. And now we are probably going to move up with this hiccup here. And soon you will have this last liquidity point, but the volume here is very low. There's not a lot of trading volume here. So you probably push through that and have some price discovery and continue to go up. All right. So that's basically GLQ. And then for NEAR, the chart is more or less, it is bullish, but not on the short term, because on the short term, we are not specifically bouncing on some sort of trend line. We are in the middle line of this, on this range, and this will be then the range. So you can see that like that. But as you can see here, we have every time been close to yeah, the range top and the range high, the range low. And currently we're still moving downwards, so we might find a local top here, sorry, a local support level here, which is not very visible in the data, as you can see. But the altcoins probably are gonna get more bullish anytime soon, so that can accelerate the price, as you can see here, with Bitcoin going up and the total market going up. So, okay, it's meh, but probably more bullish in the future. With a pretty good risk or reward, as you can see here, when we enter this, we might get close to the high. I'm not guaranteeing it also for altcoins. I haven't deep dived into this project. If you want me, I can, but I only look at the charts, and currently it's more positive than neutral, so that was that. And then my warning signs from the press, the past few videos from the past few weeks. As I told you guys, and the pattern is being respected on the daily. But as you can see on the daily time frame, okay, you have some crypto sectors that perform well certain months and that perform bad certain months. But meme coins have been trending down since the last month, and hard. They're going down hard. And as you see on the quarterly time frame, I have a whole dashboard with the average performance per sector in crypto. They were going down the most. So what does this mean? It is gonna fall, but what does it fall back on? What is the fundamental, what problem does it solve in the real world? Like Rioyo has a real world asset industry. It's very, very hyped up, and it's also a very clear utility point. It has some something to offer, right? But this is pure community based, so it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You can get some money with it, right? Look at it, from 60 cents to whatever, to $2, and maybe you were even closer or earlier, but it's not worth it anymore. So there's not really it's just a falling knife. Nobody wants to buy in this, and we might actually trend outwards and form a bullish structure again, but I'm not catching a falling knife. And meme coins are quite risky, so you should switch to utility if you can, maybe get some reward back or something, but it's a bit risky, and I've warned you guys the past couple of weeks, that over the past couple of months actually, that you should switch to utility finally. And when this capitulation happened that nobody could anticipate on when Bitcoin was dropping, yeah, we should expect that altcoins are getting less and less sentimentally friendly. So it's actually going down, and there's nothing to fall back on. So that was that. And what we can see here, as I showed you in this previous Telegram update at the beginning of the video, we are in the first green week after this last phase of going down. And we got rejected here by this support and resistance line. We got rejected here, as in the previous cycle, and now we are trying to go up again. And that's perfectly in line with the news being over, the sentiment flipping bullish again. We had our retest for Bitcoin, we had our retest for ETH, and now it's time to make this next leg up. I saw a great analysis from Rowan from the Dutch chat. He was aiming too large, like 115 before we have our next like bigger retracement. Makes sense to me to push like another 15k upwards now and actually make that next leg up. And if you want to see the bigger picture, we can see it in the dashboard here. Yeah, with great altcoin performances right now. So be sure to get some exposure in altcoins. And if you look at the homepage, you can see that we are most likely mirroring the trend, the seasonality of the previous cycle, which was here around December. That was bottoming, right? As you can see, around December we were bottoming. And the last cycle, if you look at it, it was also around Christmas. I had an all-time high at Christmas. I had a very good Christmas for altcoins last time. But we're actually mirroring it again, right? And we do want to anticipate on this, because now it is time for an uptrend and a continuing uptrend. And I am probably calling it this week. It is one of these weeks. It's probably going to end up in January. But yeah, we had a retest on the total market. Altcoins are flipping bullish on Bitcoin. This is the altcoin versus Bitcoin chart. So altcoins are primed to go up. We have had this structure for the Bitcoin dominance, so the amount of Bitcoin market cap compared to the market cap of other coins. And as you can see here, we had our last retest. Took everyone by surprise because we ended up touching this trend line, this support and resistance level instead of this trend line. So yeah, a bit of scare off and then capitulation, and we are likely moving to this phase. And maybe here we touch the 115k and then we have a dead cat bounce towards around 140k Bitcoin, and then we are done with the cycle. Okay, so how can you actually earn money from this cycle and actually perform really well on this cycle with a great risk to reward ratio, where you are looking at on-chain data, where you're looking at the bigger wallet trackers and actually trying to earn money based on that data? You can buy an altcoin selection that has been researched very well, and one of them is AGC. It's an altcoin where from the sector has a great promise and a great hype, as you already know. OpenAI, so ChatGPT, has released a new model. It's exponentially better than other models. It's exponentially smarter than any developer in the world. So it ranked as, it was in the top 200 of best developers. And now you can just use your fucking phone to develop as a top 200 developer for you. So you just tell it in your natural language what you want, and then it just makes it for you. AGC is also an app, and it is a platform that has extreme intelligence and is very close to the intelligence of ChatGPT. However, this is very more focused on privacy and focused on other types of commuters and other types of interested people. But it's great to have some exposure in this, because as you can see here, this support level has been reached finally, and eventually I called you this support level. But locally, Bitcoin was too bearish, right? And we are just falling a bit further. But now I'm looking towards at least a $2 price target, and we can always go higher. So eventually you can even reach $10. I'm not holding it towards that price point, but it's very likely gonna go in double digits. Into one digit, and might go into double digits. So do anticipate on that, and also have some exposure in a real utility coin so some real solving problems, and you might buy into the AI sector. Going back to one of the fan favorites, one of the favorites from me, one of the favorites from Quotum and all, and what you can see here is that we are mirroring this accumulation phase, mirroring this textbook accumulation phase, as you can see here. And actually, we did have a bit of a fake out, but yeah, it's close, slightly above this resistance here. But as you can see here, we got back in the range. It's not that bad because we had a capitulation for Bitcoin. It was all going down, the whole market was going down. But now you have this huge trend line that's been respected here, and has been respected on more than 20 daily closes. And we are bouncing here, moving up again, forming the next wave up, and then actually breaking out and forming this huge structure, just like this structure. And we are most likely entering this last phase, which was also exactly in December. I say, you guys, Q1 is mega bullish. It's the most bullish quarter in post-halving years of the cycle, sorry, and in the last phase of a cycle. So do anticipate on that. If you are still in a big in cash position on the market, it's time to enter some positions. Yeah, so that is that, and we are now moving to Riallo. Also fan favorite and Quotum favorite, and as you can see here, we had the same exact pattern. We are accumulating in this range. Sorry, it's not perfect, but you understand, this upper bar and this lower bar, with the trend line even going up. So it's not even a perfect accumulation, it's like sideways. And as you can see here, we also made a bullish close above this local resistance here on the lower time frame. But Bitcoin capitulated because of the rate cuts, so we went back, tested exactly this trend line as predicted, and I want you guys here to buy. I couldn't buy, unfortunately. I had to buy some Christmas gifts for the family and for a girl, but that's part of life, and at least some of you guys can profit from this. But now we are most likely entering the last few months of this huge trend line, upward trend line, and we are probably, my target is in the upper phase of this trend line, but I will specifically time it based on the amazing dashboard we have, and we are tracking the whales in certain buckets. As you can see here, it's a bit mixed, it's nothing crazy, and this could, yeah, this is not really scary for me. It's just to save some funds and actually buy lower, as probably most of them did here on the daily and the coming weeks. So that is that. For Pano, I see, yeah, this is very bullish projection. I'm not saying it's going to exactly $1, but I'm still aiming for that price. I'm still only taking profit on that price because it is a 28 million market cap by then. I also wrote a great article about my specific opinions on Pano. It's still a great risk to rewards ratio. Be sure to read it, guys, in the dashboard. And yeah, it's still very bullish and a great retest here with a lot of opportunity. It's a cheeky 16x, guys. Trabuco has focused less on Pano, less on gaming, and more on AI. So that's that. And also we bought some cell frame, some quantum technology. That's also real utility. Quantum technology is exponentially improving, and we are entering this trend. And this is a perfect retest again on the higher time frame, with only this rejection and this support level here, some rejections here and some support here, and we are most likely gonna push upwards and break this local high and eventually push through price discovery. And yeah, what else can we say? We are also basing it on this whale wallet tracker. We also have loaded some cell frame whales that we found very interesting. All right, and then the final the final thing I want to tell you guys. It is not an accident that altcoins are performing well now. It's all a big puzzle from larger investors, and these larger investors have open or public data, because you can't hide transactional data from crypto if you don't use a ledger. So we actually also have all this data into or interesting data from ETFs into our own dashboard. But as you can see here, ETH has been bought up by BlackRock massively. As you can see here, they have 1 million ETH. And the second biggest holder of ETH only has 15,000. So 15,000 compared to 1 million. Just wrap your head around that. But as you can see, ETH is gonna go to all-time high again, and then also start to go parabolic, and that's gonna be anytime soon. They are now entering this early stage of adoption, and in the upcoming months you see altcoins getting pushed by the machine that's called ETFs and by the machine that is called whales. So actually track this data, and also when they start selling, for instance, the last thing I want to share with you guys, BlackRock has a lot of power. There's more market cap, more percent of the market cap than you think, and they're gonna dump on you hard. And you probably, and I probably won't see the day coming that they're dumping. But we can actually track and see when they are doing that based on the miner capitalization, the miner market cap, and the miner revenue we see here. That when the miner revenue tops here, that BlackRock is most likely, and be sure to read the story, most likely selling. And that is when we are exiting the market. We have 6 indicators still. We have a one-on-one sessions with the people, with the whale wallets, and we have our whole strategy ready. So big shout out to you guys, big love to you guys. Be sure to join us. I want to see you again. If you don't want to watch any VIP videos, it's all good, it's all fine. I've loved to make videos for you guys. I'm very passionate in crypto and in data. I've doing it professionally for 4 years in my own company, and also for a big IT consultant. So yeah, I love to keep doing that. So be sure to leave a comment or leave feedback for what you thought about this process in the past couple of years, where you could have followed our callouts in an open chat, and we are now going professional in the dashboard. So massive love to you guys, and have a happy holidays, happy Christmas. We'll be very active every day, but I'm now going to my family, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.